Your products, services, and sessions page is where you're going to create everything that you sell in the software. So this is broken down into 4 categories. Your personal sessions. These are sessions where you have one trainer or instructor to one client. Your group fitness or group sessions. This is where you have one trainer or instructor to multiple clients. Services are things that you will sell that are not products and do not need to be scheduled on the calendar, but are of a specific period of time. And then your products are your hard goods that you sell. Group fitness and personal sessions are also things that will be scheduled on the calendar or can be scheduled on the calendar. You can also choose to print labels once you've got everything created. So anything that you have assigned a barcode to, you can print a label, which will print a master list of all of your items' barcodes so that you can simply scan them at the front desk. Let's look at personal sessions. So here we have several examples of different types of personal sessions, from a complimentary session, fitness assessments, nutritional consults, personal training. So let's look at the personal training session. We can see first of all, at the top, under personal sessions, we have subcategories. By default, there are several subcategories in the system, but you can enter your own type, and any type you do create is then available as a subcategory to be used in the future. You can also do the same for the item name, which typically is a duration, but you can enter the name in any way that you want. So let's look at the 60-minute personal training session. We'll click Edit to bring that session type up that we've already created. So here we've got the subcategory, personal training, then the unit, which can be selected between minutes or hours, then the duration, so in this case 60 minutes. The session link is used if you have sessions that you sell where purchasing one will give access to different types of sessions as well. So for example, if purchasing a personal training session is also good to be used as a fitness assessment, but you'd like to book them separately on the calendar, then when you create your personal training and your fitness assessment sessions, you would give them the same session link number. That way, if a client purchases 10 personal training, but chooses to book a fitness assessment on the calendar for one of them, it will simply deduct one of their personal training sessions. You can then give it a session name. In this case, we're calling it PT 60 minutes, so it's clear on the calendar that it is a personal training session for 60 minutes duration. You can give it a description. The accounting code, if you use them, can be entered here. Here's the default amount for this session, and any taxes that would apply. If this is no longer sold, you can click the inactive and it will be then hidden. If staff receive a discount for purchasing this item, it can be entered here, and it will automatically apply it through the point of sale. A sales discount will apply that discount to every client, regardless of whether they're staff, clients, prospects, or leads, until the discount is removed on the item. And the agreement discount links to the agreements in the system, so if a client has purchased an agreement that has the discount checked, then whatever discount you fill in here will apply to a client with that agreement type. So for example, if corporate clients get a 10% discount on 60-minute PT sessions, when you sell or when you create the corporate agreement, you would check the agreement discount checkbox. Then in here, you would put 10%. Anybody that buys that corporate agreement type then would automatically get a 10% discount on this session type. Here you can enter the barcode if you choose to use barcodes to look up your items. Next, you can set what your calendar color is. In this case, it will be a khaki color in the background, or you can leave it to the default color and choose any color you'd like. Next are your self-book options. Leaving both blank means that the clients will not be able to self-book these sessions and must call or be at the club to book the session type. If you check self-book only, clients will be able to self-book this session from their mobile device or desktop, regardless of whether they have sessions available of that type or not. The limited self-book will check to make sure clients do have those sessions available, In other words, they've previously purchased those sessions, and it's then available to be used and booked on the calendar. You can choose to hide it from the point of sale. So if this is an item that you only sell in packages and don't sell the individual item, you would then hide it from the point of sale so it's not available for individual purchase. If this item happened to be a drop-in punch pass, checking this will allow clients a check-in to the club without having any sort of active agreement. Each individual item is good for one drop-in or check-in to the club. So if you wanted to sell a punch pass of 10 drop-ins to the club, you would check this, you create the item name of drop-in, then you would put it in a package of 10, and that would give the client 10 check-ins to the facility. You can choose to add an image, which would be displayed in the virtual store. And then down below, you can choose what your trainers earn based on completing these sessions. It can be a different amount per trainer. Keep in mind that if you go to the staff management and look up a trainer or an instructor, you can click on their configuration to see a list of all session types and be able to set all of their details and all of their payment on that one page per person. So that way, if you have a trainer who's increased the amount that they earn per session, you don't have to go to each individual item and change this amount. You can go to the staff, look them up, and then change them all in one place. Clicking Save will save the details on the page and return you to the main page. Now let's take a look at group fitness. Here are some examples of group sessions. These are things like group fitness classes, court bookings, or group personal training. So let's take a look at something like a group training. Clicking the edit to bring it up, we can see the name, the duration. As we can see for this, on the calendar this would simply be called all levels. We would probably want to use a more descriptive name. So let's call it group training, all levels. You can give it a description, and then the fields are the same as the personal sessions. The differences are, for this particular group session, you can set a participant maximum. So in this case, the maximum number of participants is 6 before they would be added to a wait list. You can also set the max number that clients can self-book into per day and per week. You can also choose to make this a court booking if it happened to be for squash, tennis, or racquetball courts, where you want to limit the number of people that can be booked into it, but you need to be able to allow the session to be booked by one person, but then add multiple names to that court so you know who's using the court. In this case, there's a small question mark icon that you can click, which will give a little bit more details on what that's about. So this explains that checking court booking will create 4 text boxes where clients or staff can enter the names of other people using the courts. So for example, if you're playing doubles in tennis, it would not only be the person that booked the court, but 3 other people that are playing with them. Again, you can add an image and how much the trainers earn for completing these sessions. Next, we'll look at services. So here's an example of a service, online nutritional, 1 month of access. If we click edit to bring that up, this will give 1 month of access to the online nutrition system. Again, we'll give the name a bit more of a descriptive name. A lot of the fields are very similar here as the personal sessions and group sessions until you get down to the section near the bottom. Here you can set if this needs to control various modules in the system for any client that purchases it. So for example, the way this is set up, if a client purchases online nutrition, it will set their body composition to edit regardless of what the master preference is set to. That way the clients will be able to go in and complete their own body composition, so therefore they can determine their lean mass, which would then allow them to create their nutrition program. In this case, it will leave the resistance and the cardio sections disabled, but enable the nutrition section. If you wanted to sell a package that included resistance, cardio, and nutrition all in it, you would create each individual item. online nutrition as one item, online cardio as another item, and online resistance as a third item. Then you would put those into a package. Please view the package builder video to see more details on that. Once they're in a package together, the enableds will override disableds. So if you have resistance, cardio, nutrition, the net result would be all three would be enabled by the package. Finally, we'll take a look at products. This is simply a list of hard sale items that you sell in the club. So for example, if we look at these shorts, it's very similar. You can give it a name, accounting codes. The differences are you can now put a supplier name, your cost, your quantity on hand, reorder point, and standard order, which is then all be used in inventory tracking. Again, clicking Save returns you to the main page where you can view your list of all the different sections. It's important to note that in the products, services, and sessions, you will not build multiples of any items. For example, under personal training or personal sessions, you are only going to build single individual items. If you sell packages of 10 personal training sessions, you would then take this 60-minute PT and build it into a package of 10. That way, when you sell it to a client, the software can track each individual session.